Hello, Fit Fam, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the jury. I know that's not today. I absolutely messed up big time. We were actually interviewing this amazing lady, Nicole, from North Carolina, and she's back now, but I actually did it on my own personal private Facebook page.
It's because Julius is so excited. We've actually been so excited all day to interview
and
Nicole.
I only have one friend, and it's Sharny's mum. Thanks for watching, Trish.
So anyway, Nicole, the reason we've been so excited, Nicole has lost 38 kilos to date. Like, wow. So I know so many people have been so interested in hearing her story. It's 6 a.m. in North Carolina. So Nicole's got up early, glammed herself up, looking fantastic, so beautiful. And she's going to chat to you guys about how she lost 38 kilos. We're going to ask her all the amazing questions, and you get to lap up the inspiration. I feel like I got an eyelash in my eye.
Without further ado, let's bring someone interesting into this conversation. Nicole, here she comes. 3, 2, 1. Boom, there she is.
There she is. Look at this doll. She's gorgeous. So, Nicole, you started by telling us that
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
And we can hear you. Oh,
perfect. Finally. Winning. Okay, so you were telling us just before that you've been preparing for Super Bowl.
Superbowl Sunday is today.
You've been preparing differently this year because you're a new woman. So tell us about that.
Yes, we've really just changed the way and perception of food and taking the extra time to make sure that we're getting better options for our whole family. So I'm really excited this year. We're having smoked chicken and one of my favorites, which is roasted cauliflower and some green beans. And so we're leaving the traditional fast, preservative-full junk foods behind more this year. We still have a couple for the guests and the kids, but we've really removed a lot of that from our diet, and it's really exciting. You can see those big changes when you have events like this.
Absolutely.
Wow. So tell me, who's in the family? Who's coming over today?
Oh, well, we have quite a large family. We have 5, just with my husband and I and 3 kids, and then his extended family, there's 16 of us total. So wow. We're very lucky that we have family all around us and we're able to constantly be with a lot of people. But with that, of course, comes its challenges, and they've been really supportive with when I joined the program and let them know that I'm trying something different. I've got to do this, and they've been supportive all the way, whether it's me bringing my own food to family events or just making sure that they're preparing it in ways that I can eat and still maintain this lifestyle.
Wow, that is so special. So how old are your children?
My oldest is 11. Jay is in middle school. And then I've got Beth. She is 6 years old in first grade. And my youngest is 4.
And how has this affected them? Like, how have they embraced this whole new mummy and new lifestyle?
I'm always just mommy. I don't think right now, that they are really, they'll make comments like, oh, you can't eat that, right? And I'm like, no. But really it's made me a better mom for them, not only physically and with my health, but I'm also more aware of what I'm buying them, which is, huge. We're not quite there yet with them, but they have, instead of a snack box, they now have a section in the fridge with a lot of healthy foods that they can come and grab. And that's been big. And we're still working on that, but they are loving those choices. And just the fact that I'm giving them the positive health and food options is really great.
So what was it like before for them then?
Before, we ate a lot of casseroles. I'm Southern, so we love our casseroles and our cheeses.
Yeah, I got a visit.
Yeah. So we would,
alligator.
Yeah. Before we had a lot of processed prepared boxed meals. Our veggies were loaded with butter or bacon, and it's really just been a shift in dynamics and a great one. So.
Wow, this is so exciting. So what stands out for you is that you're actually really close with your family, and a lot of people around the world, they kind of drift away because everyone travels away, but you seem to have this really close family. Is that right?
Yes, very close. We've got.
Is that something that happens in North Carolina, or is that just your family?
I don't know. We love just being together and the cousins growing up. I mean, there's 8 adults and 8 cousins right now, another cousin on the way. And my mom and my family is only a couple hours, so she gets here as much as she can, as well as my father. So we are close. And I think that was a big component missing from my success in prior years, was that I was always so private about my weight gain. And I didn't share that experience with them. So when I started this, as uncomfortable as it made me, I told them, I'm doing this and I need your support. And I'm going to just go on this crazy challenge and really just figure this out for 8 weeks. And wow, it's been so much more. And by me talking with them and them understanding what my goals were, they were able to better support me, which was a huge component.
Wow, what a cool family. Like it's just so beautiful. Cool. That's our thing. We just love families that are close.
So tell us about your exercise and how that has impacted your kids and your hubby. Do they join in with you? Do they watch you? Like, what's that process with the exercise?
Sure. So just so you're aware, when I started the program, we were on vacation at the beach, and my husband was training for obstacle races, and he's extremely fit and loves to run. And I, of course, was not in any condition to join or to be with him, and the kids wanted to go, and I was really struggling with that. So now he's still doing his obstacle races and still conquering all of his goals. I'm very proud of him, but I'm able to now sit with the kids and do things that I enjoy. They join on bike rides. I went running with my 11-year-old the other day, and it was awesome because that was something.
Yay!
Yeah, it was really an experience that we bonded over. So we're going to make that more of a habit. My daughter is just really into and cognizant of, hey, let's do this, or learning how to do a burpee. She's been great. So it's been completely just awesome getting them involved, and back to it, making sure that I'm giving them choices and saying, hey, come join. And that's been huge.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask a question now. Are you going to join hubby on an obstacle course? Is that a goal for you? Because that will be fun.
No, not at all. I think he's nuts, but I could do it. And that is so empowering to me now, because prior I wasn't even invited because it was not we both knew I could physically not do that. And now that I could, I'm not sure that's on my goal list. I enjoy watching him. But the idea that I could is just so empowering that it's something, and maybe down the line he'll convince me to do one of the smaller ones. But
so I've got to tell you, I'm so excited because Julius and I, we're not into obstacles, but we always just wanted to do one together for fun.
We're into life's obstacles, overcoming them all the time.
Yeah, so we did Spartan and Tough Mudder recently, and they're both very different obstacles in the way of competitiveness and things like that. So do you have a Tough Mudder near you? Because that would be fun for you to do just as a one-off experience and a memory to do with your husband.
May as well try it before you knock it.
I'm going to try and get you to commit to this because it's fun. It's a team thing. There's no pressure to be amazing or fit or anything like that with Tough Mudder. It's just an experience and a memory that friends do together. And Julius and I,
he'd love to run around with you and help you over.
Yeah, because he's experienced. And Julius he lifted me over most obstacles, or he kind of helped me. And honestly, I just think you'll find it so fun, and it's not competitive, and it's just the best memory. So I say do it, just even once.
Sounds good. That sounds like a challenge, because he does the Spartans, and those are definitely, he's at a different competitive level with those.
Yeah. Well, maybe you could do, there's a Spartan sprint. I think you could do the Spartan. We did but if you've only got the option of a Spartan, I'm sure your husband would do the sprint with you, which is only 5Ks, and it's a nice taster. And also, anyway, for anyone else that's also watching and kind of thinking, I've really gotten fitter, should I do an obstacle? I just think it's fun even once in your life, especially with your friends or your husband or wife, just to have it as photos and memory to say, I've done that. Tick that off the list.
I like it. I'll take you up on your challenge.
Okay.
Yes.
It's set in stone.
It is. We can't
What's
wait.
your husband's name?
RJ.
RJ, she's locked it in with us.
There you go. You can book and
10,000
pay.
people are witness to this. Book and pay for the next one. She's joining.
And we'll look forward to photos, babe. You're going to look it's going to be fun.
Hey.
Okay.
All right. So next question. You said you started this when you were on a vacation.
Yes.
How on earth does that happen? Everyone, when they're on a vacation, they don't think about what they look like.
You're
and
amazing.
Starting a diet. Tell it what went. What happened?
What? Well, we were with all 16 of our family on a beach vacation. And my husband and my brother-in-law and his wife my mother-in-law, they were out on their morning runs or walks. And I was on the couch on Facebook, and I was really beating myself up about where I was and what I needed to do. And one of your Facebook ads came up, and I said, I'm just going to do it. I just said, this is it. And I signed up there. And as soon as I got back, jumped right in kind of, and decided that it was going to be that change for me, because when I did get back and started looking at the program, it was a lot at first, especially from where I was. And I decided to take baby steps and do, even the preseason was a lot. So I just said how I worked up to goals to getting into the program and getting to where I was doing it 100%, but making small changes. So
that's a huge thing. So can you give some people some hints? Because a lot of people, that's the biggest hurdle, is just starting and actually taking things one step at a time. So what were your first few steps?
First, I mean, I took it really slow because I knew how much I had to lose, and I had a 2-year goal to lose it. But at first I said, I'm going to get my water in, and what we say with water, and I'm going to cut out things that I felt were easier for me to cut out, which was alcohol, grains, and sugars. I was able to confidently cut those out. And once I cut those out and started losing weight and was like, okay, I can do this. It reaffirmed. And then I started working up to adding in my veggie allowance and saying, okay, I've got to eat this much veggies. And the hardest one for me personally was dairy and saying goodbye to that. But once I did my research and understood why I needed to take that out, it was an easy transition. But all of that took time, and I really wanted to be comfortable with saying I'm okay not doing it all at once. So let me do what I can and build up to that. And I think that was a huge component as well for my success, was being able to be realistic, because if I had jumped right in and cut out everything, I think I would have set myself up to fail. So this way I was empowering myself as I went.
Wow.
I'm
so glad you mentioned that, because I think a lot of mums or dads think they need to just eliminate everything at once. But that's why we've got the Fit, Healthy, Happy Mum plan, which is just take it baby steps. Someone like me, I want to rip the Band-Aid off and just eliminate everything and just go cold turkey and detox. But you wanted to do it your way. So I'm so glad you shared that, because if you don't want to eliminate everything at once, there can be a process to it and you can still succeed.
Right. Oh, it was, and those were little goals for me. And I set tons of little goals along the way. I knew I had my end plan, which was being able to do the Nourish and really work on that. And that was my end goal. And I never thought I would hit it as quick as I did. But as I started chipping away at things slowly, it was just even more empowering that, hey, I can do this. What's giving up some cheese? What's giving up some creamer in my coffee? I just kept going with that momentum. So I would.
Wow. Well, all 30,000 mums and dads on the program that are doing it right now. I really hope they hear that. If they're struggling, they hear that you didn't start with Nourish straight away. You just thought, you know what, I'll start with Fit, Healthy, Happy Mum Plan and build my way to it. And, that is just so amazing.
Can you give us an example, right, Nikole? So just adding water into your diet was enough to kickstart you on 40 kilos disappearing. What did you notice when you started drinking a lot of water, which is a very easy thing to do, just add water to your life?
Yeah. The water, I obviously felt better, but I started getting the salt and the extra, I don't know if they were chemicals or what they were, started getting out of my body just by me drinking that water. I didn't have the stiffness in my joints. I was just feeling better. So the water was huge. And at the time I thought, there's no way I can drink that much water. And it was like, okay, that's my goal. I'm going to just do the water component. And I am just worked up, and everybody's different. So I just suggest setting what you think's easy to cut out and build on it, because it's amazing what you can do. And those little successes can really give you some positivity, which is what I needed.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was your mindset then? When you started?
So did you find you were negative or
while
down?
Your whole family was away. You were on the couch. Where were you mentally?
Yeah, no, I was really struggling, because there was part of me saying, oh, you're beautiful either way. And then part of me says, I'm missing out on life. I'm worried about going out to the beach in my bathing suit. I was missing out. And that was a very big internal struggle. And one of my other big things is, I said, I've got to get my mind right as well. And I've got to start fighting for myself as much as I fight for my kids and my husband. And that has to start with me. Nobody else can fight for me the way I can. So I basically started, when I decided to join your program, I also decided to start reading some books that really lifted me up, that kept me in that positive attitude. And I read Girl Wash Your Face and several others, like You're a Badass was just awesome. And they were my way of my I ams, and they helped me do those, because at first when I heard about the I ams, I thought, well, I just can't do that. I just don't want to sit there and say those. So getting my mind, reading, learning about positive, not only self-image, but learning to be my own cheerleader, that's so important. So.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, because I had that same internal fight in my head when I was 30 kilos overweight, where I was like, you've got to accept and love yourself the way you are and embrace, you've had all these kids. But then at the same time, I'm like, but I really, really want to look good in a bikini, or I want to feel good in a bikini, or I want to maybe see what my body can do. You've got that fight going on. So what I think the missing link was for me, and I'd like to know if it was the same for you, is I thought, you know what, I can actually love myself now the way I am. I just got to do something about it at the same time. So just start to exercise, start to eat healthy, and go from there. Was that the same for you, just plugging the self-love in with actually doing something?
Don't wait to love yourself.
Yeah,
yes, exactly, because that's exactly it. And I felt like somebody different on the inside. Every time I looked in the mirror, I thought, it didn't work. I was like, this is better. I can do better. I can be better. And I needed that component, because you guys gave me all the tools with the lifestyle as far as diet and exercise. And I needed to find that component to say, you're good enough to put the effort in to do that and to take the time to do that. So,
yeah. Wow.
So you were really nasty to yourself. Is that what you're saying?
I was really hard on myself. Yeah. And that it was a vicious cycle, because I'd be hard on myself. So might as well eat what the kids ate and finish their snacks. And I mean, it wasn't great. So
I can see someone in the background, little cutie. Do they want to come and say hi? Other way. Look the other way. Other way.
Other way.
They're hiding.
Come say hi, Beth. It's awful early. Must have heard me talking.
So
this
hi,
is my middle.
Hi, Beth.
Hey, good morning.
What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
Beth.
Oh,
a
wow.
good
How
name.
old are you?
6.
Oh, wow. Well, hello. I'm Sharny. This is Julius. And we're so
We're
proud
your
of your
mum's
mummy.
friends.
Yeah, we're friends with mummy.
Does your mum do this often, talk to people early in the morning?
No. No.
So I'd like to ask you, Beth, do you exercise with mummy?
Sometimes. She
You can
enjoys
do
her
it,
daddy more.
Mummy and daddy very fit?
Yeah. She's training for a Spartan, kids Spartan.
Oh, nice.
Well, mummy just told us that she's going to do one too.
They talked me into it.
Is that exciting?
I think we're still sleepy.
She's so cute. Okay, so have you had any, along your journey, have you had any hiccups where you've just had enough or you've been just motivated the whole way?
Oh, yes, of course. Lots of hiccups. And I see everyone, I love the Facebook community with the group because I see everyone saying, oh my gosh, I caved and I ate a whole slice of cake, or I just went off the deep end and what do I do? And we've all been there. I mean, and in the beginning, I had a huge piece of birthday cake, probably multiple pieces. And there were times that I caved, and then that the group just said, hey, keep going, don't worry, which was huge to have someone else talking to say, don't start over, just start now, move forward. And so those little hiccups are now turning into, I ate carrots for dinner.
You're so bad.
Yeah. Or my favorite is going to a restaurant and getting avocado on my salad. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go crazy and get some avocado or some corn salsa. So as you grow and start learning about these foods, the cheating might change. But it doesn't matter if you're hard on yourself for the cake or if you're, giving a little and having some carrots and avocado. It's the point is that we've got to be more open to the fact that we're human and we're going to make those decisions, but that we could make even better decisions. So maybe next time, instead of the cakes, maybe it's just a couple cookies, and then you go from a couple cookies to, hey, maybe it's throwing in some nice roasted carrots for dinner and getting that. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my cheats I continue. They're just a little different.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And I think it's a lifestyle change. So it's not 8 weeks, it's not 12 weeks, it's not 6 months. It's like, okay, this is a new lifestyle for me and my family, we're going to embrace it. And you've really done that. And you're so impressive and so amazing. Like, I just think to lose 38 kilos, like you're creeping into 40 kilos now. And that's not just a small amount. That takes commitment, that takes sacrifice, and it takes constantly getting back up. Even like you said, if you fall down and have a little hiccup, you just get back up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And as much as we talk about positive mindset and self-care, you've also got to be able to give yourself a break.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's true. This is what, a year and a half you've been doing?
No, I started in June 2018.
Oh, so not even a year.
Wow.
Has it felt like it's taken a long time or it's flown by?
No, it's flown, because I had originally a 2-year goal to lose 100 pounds within 2 years. And if I would have known that I could have made this big of an impact in just 8 months or so, I would have done it a long time ago. I would have just.
So you have that goal you had of 2 years, you'll make 100 pounds in a year.
Yes, that's
That's impressive.
6 months.
Yeah, like you're probably before that, but
7 months.
That's incredible. Firstly, incredible that you didn't put the pressure on yourself and you were realistic, but that just by being realistic and sticking to it, you've literally halved your goal. Like it's
and a
amazing.
lot of people also think that 2 years is just so far away. They don't ever want to look that far into the distance, and they may as well just stay the same. How did you get your head around that?
I spent 14 years putting it on. So I really didn't want to fail again. I wanted to set something that was realistic in my mind. And the 2-year goal, my husband and I are going to Hawaii in 2020. So, and I said, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be ready to wear that bikini in Hawaii and be able to experience that and do things and go see the waterfalls and not have my physical limitations hold me back. So when I just said, that's my goal. That's what I'm going to do. So the 2 years was set.
That's
cool. So
amazing.
You said you failed a lot before. Is Beth still there?
Yes, Beth is here. Come here, Beth.
Okay. I had some questions, but I'm not going to ask them in front of her. That's okay. It's not things.
I have
a little. Yeah.
I have
Go see your dad.
a question.
Upstairs.
So I
That's
just
okay.
No, it's okay. She's
completely
fine.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I just
She didn't know he was home, so she's gonna go jump in bed with him.
Okay.
So do you want to, because I've got a question. So do you want
Yeah, no, so I just want to know, like before you said that your mindset has completely changed. And for a lot of people, when they see you now, they can't believe, and a lot of people like you, they can't believe that you ever used to be so hard on yourself. What are some things that you would have said to yourself previously?
Just to help others really get out of this place that you were in.
Realize they're very similar.
Yeah, I would say that at some point you've got to be your biggest advocate. And one of my favorite sayings is, if you're looking for someone to change your life, you need to just look in the mirror. And I just had trouble even doing that, looking and saying, okay, where do I want to go? Who do I want to be? And I just would suggest that everybody figure out what's realistic to them as far as their goals and commitments, but they ultimately need to be able to say, I am important as well. And as a mom, we do so much for everybody else. And my husband, he has time to go to the gym and to do his exercising, and I'm holding up the family while he's doing those things. And I deserve that time too. So he was willing to give it. I just wasn't willing to ask for it yet. So I'd say be there, ask for things. If you need time, whether it's to get your nails done or to get your hair done, do that. The self-care is huge because it's going to take you further when you feel better about yourself.
Absolutely.
Wow. And would you say, so Sharny, you were very similar with this. I remember that you would rather be distracted than actually spend time in your own brain when you're alone. Is that how you felt as well, Nikole?
Oh, absolutely. I was too busy to worry about me. There was no me in the equation. I had baseball practices and I had to run the kids everywhere, and I didn't have time for me. I didn't have time to think, what is a good food option for dinner? How am I going to prepare this? Because that would actually take me asking some hard questions and focusing on myself for once. So,
wow.
And so a lot of people think that being a mom or a dad or who's looking after everybody, it's a zero-sum game. So basically what that means is for you to look after everyone else, then you lose out. Now you're actually spending more time with yourself. Is anybody missing out?
No, the exact opposite. They are thriving, I think, more than ever. And they are joining us as a family. We're pulled together more because we are sitting down and having actual meals. And I asked the kids, what do you enjoy eating that is healthy? And we make lists together. My son is wanting to start getting in and doing some cooking, and I'm able to work with him in the kitchen, and I'm sure my daughter's on his heels soon when she gets a little bit older. But yeah, by me not focusing on myself, I was only hurting myself. Nobody else has been affected at all.
Wow, that's amazing. So we always say, if you treat yourself like a slave, everyone else will treat you like a slave. But if you treat yourself like a queen, a benevolent queen, then everyone will respect you around you. And you're actually better for everyone around you to be a queen than a slave.
Right. I figured out that I've got to start with me. And especially, I look at my daughter, I want her to see that I get that time too. I can go and I get my time to work out, or I get my time to go shopping for healthy foods, just like Daddy gets his time. That time's important. And then when we can do it together as a family, it's even a bigger win-win. But it's showing that I've got that value. But the heart, and nobody was stopping me from that but me. I was the one that had to say, hey, I need to do this. And it's amazing how everybody looked at me like, of course, go do what you need to do. And they supported me.
Yeah, I also think
an
it's
inspiring family.
And I think it's so amazing that I'm glad you said that you get your kids into the kitchen. Yeah, it takes a little bit of extra time and maybe a bit more mess, but you're creating habits for them that they'll continue on for the rest of their life, and memories, really good memories of them helping create healthy, nourishing meals as a family. And we do the same with our kids. And I just honestly think that is one of the biggest gifts you can give your kids, is the gift of it being normal to be healthy, it being normal to exercise, so they won't ever have these struggles as they reach adulthood, because it's just so normal.
Right. Absolutely.
I'd love to know what the future holds for you. Obviously, there's a obstacle race in there.
There's one there,
But what else? Because you've got more weight you want to lose, like you've still got more goals. So what's next for you?
Oh, for me, I do want to hit that 100 pounds. That will be huge for me, and I want to keep that and maintain it. So that's a big one for me personally. And I don't know how soon, a future baby steps, but I've always wanted to compete in a triathlon. I love swimming and I really enjoy biking. So running, I live with. It's part of life, but I really enjoy swimming and biking. So I want to do a triathlon. I'd love to convince my oldest to join me to do a mini so we could do it together. But that's something that has been on my list, but I have that one set for maybe 2020 to build up to that. So I think the 5K might be a good choice for 2019.
Sounds good. Well, amazing. So we'd love to interview you again once you reach 100 that you want.
Once you've done the Tough Mudder.
And once you've done the obstacle. Let's lock in interview 2.
Okay, sounds great.
Well, thanks for coming in. I know at this time you could have been with your family and doing your own thing, but you've really taken the time out to help others, to talk with us, and also help others see that they're worth it and that it's possible. And you're such an inspiration for that, to show other men and other women, you know what, you can change your life and you can make yourself feel better, but you got to look in the mirror and realize that it's up to you, no one else. And you said that, which is so inspiring.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for having me. And I just love the program. I'm looking forward to hitting those milestones, and I'll definitely share when that comes.
Thank you so much.
Bye.